Today, we will introduce OpenVox new UC series IPPBX, the UC120P, UC200, and UC1000. The new UC series IPPBX is our cost-effective IPPBX series. We focus on the PBX for the SOHO or middle enterprise users. We have three models for this series. The first one is UC120P. This tiny box provides FXS, FXO, GSM, or LTE interface, and it can support up to 15 concurrent cores. And also, it can provide two network interface. And you can see we can provide the SMA antenna interface and SD card for the storage. The second model is UC200. It also provides FXS and FXO interface. And this one has stronger performance. It can support up to 30 concurrent cores, and it can support up to 8 analog interface. It also supports a read network interface. The third one is UC1000, and this device is standard 1U device. It provides up to 80 concurrent cores and up to 32 analog interfaces. And also, it can provide 4 network interface. These three modules, they share the same system, and you can see more details in this table. The only difference is the analog port numbers and also the performance. They can support different max users and max concurrent cores, and also the max zip trunks based on the hardware performance. And this page is the user interface for the IPPBX. You can see there are many menus and they can provide different features. Now, I can show you the details of the web interface. Once we log in the PBX, we can see, hold on. Hello all, can you hear me? If you cannot, please pin me on the message table. Let's go on. Once we log in the IPPBX web interface, we can see the details of the system. In the status page, you can see the module is UC200 and equipped with 4 FXO and 4 FX interface. And also you can see the SIP extensions is 50 and the trunks is 30. And here is the PBX monitor. You can see how many SIP extensions is created in the PBX and how many registered and unregistered, and how many SIP trunks and how many registered and unregistered SIP trunks. And also you can see the FXO and FX interface, how many connected and disconnected. And this shows the system performance. In the network menu, you can see the interface page. We have 3 network interfaces, 1 port and 2 LAN ports. And here we use the first LAN port with a local IP. This 1 port is configured as DHCP client. If you have a DHCP server, you can just connect your network cable to the 1 port. And this is the DHCP menu. And you can use this PBX as a DHCP server. And you can use it as a simple router. You can define the host name and the static route. And you can also check the network issues if you can pin some IP and trace the route for some website or IP address. In this extension menu, you can see we have 2 kinds of extensions. The first one is the FXS, the analog extension. In this device, we already have 4 FXS ports from 5 to 8. And the default extension number is 2005 and to 2008. And here is the SIP extension. As you can see, we already create 1 extension here. It comes as the default settings. If you want to change the extension number, you just need to edit and change, or you can just delete this one and you can create more extensions, SIP extension here. And here is the department. And if you create a department, you can include different extensions to the department. For example, if your company have different department, the sales and the support, you can assign different extensions to this department. It's a feature like ring group, but we have more features on this one. And we can control the group dial and accept calls from this department. That means you can set up the core permission. In this trunk menu, you can see we have two kinds of trunks. The first one is FXO trunk to connect the PSTN lines. As you can see, from port 1 to port 4, we have 4 FXO ports to connect 4 PSTN lines. At the moment, you can see there is one line connected and it's idle, and 3 disconnected because we did not plug in the PSTN lines. And these SIP trunks, we do not configure anything at the moment. If you have a SIP lines from your SIP provider, you can add the SIP account here to connect to your SIP carrier. Under the core control menu, we can see many features here. The first one is inbound route. This feature only take care of the inbound calls from the trunks, from the FXO trunk or from the SIP trunks. You can just create the SIP trunk with the name you want, and you can choose the source from which trunk or from all trunk. And you can choose the incoming calls will route to internal extensions or other extension or other trunks. We will show you how to configure the inbound route later. And the second one is the outbound route. This route is only for the internal extensions. When the extensions want to call out, we must create the outbound route here. We can choose a name, and we can choose different call permissions and also time condition, and we can choose which department or which extension can use this outbound route. And we can also change call ID number and call lead number. And we can choose which trunk we can use for outbound calls. And this auto-clip route is a very special feature for incoming calls. If one agent, one extension call or customer is mobile, and the mobile did not answer, when the customer call back, and it will just lead this call to the original caller, the original agent, and it will bypass the inbound route. That means when an agent calls the client, and when the client calls back, it will reach the agent directly without invitation by this inbound route. This is very useful when in some call center or something, some company, they just focus on the core effective. And this one is time condition. You can create different time profile. For example, if we use this work time, and we can choose from Monday to Friday, and you can choose the time from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's a work time. When the call from the work time, the call will routed to the agent, the ring group. But when the call reach under the off work time, it will go to IVR or some pre-coded voice to tell your customer it's off work and you can call later. And this one is blacklist and also whitelist. It's for the core restriction. It's related to the core permissions. We can check later. And under the core feature menu, we have many features here. The first one is IVR. It's a voice menu, and we can set up multi-level IVR. The first level, the second level, and we will show you later. And the second one is Queens. This feature is a very important feature in some call centers. And you can include many extensions in the Queen. And when the call comes in, we can route to the Queens, and the calls will route to the different extension one by one. And this is ring group. That means if you create a ring group and you can include the extension to this ring group. Once a call routed to this ring group and all the extensions will ring at the same time, and if one of them pick up the other ones will be silenced. And this one is the conference. You can set up the conference room for internal meetings, and all the extensions or outside caller will join the conference when you dial the conference number. And this one is paging intercom feature is for some special use like broadcasting or some emergency to broadcast some very important voice when there is a urgent things like fire alarm. And this one is follow me. The follow me feature is made for something like the call forward. If someone call your extension number and you are not available to answer it, it will route the call to your mobile. If you just set the number, if you set the number to your mobile, when someone called the extension number, it will call your mobile once the timeout reached. That's follow me. And this find me is something similar to this feature. We can check later. And speed dial is like a speed dial book, a phone book. You can divide the number 11 to your VIP customer 11, and 12 is another VIP customer. When you call 11, it will call the client directly. It's like a shortcode for the VIP numbers. And this design is a feature for secondary. When you call in and the call can be routed to the DISA, and it will show you, it will play the secondary tone, dial tone. Then you can press another number like extension number, and it will routed by the press number. And this wake up call is a feature most used in hotel or some very important application like the long break. And this feature is made for auto call. You can set, sorry, there's something wrong with this page. If you can set up a specific time to ring the extensions you choose. And when the timeout, it will ring the extension, and the extension will auto answer and play the specific audio file you choose. And this secretary feature is made for the application when a manager is busy and the secretary can pick up the calls remotely by some condition, and it can help to handle the calls which call to the manager. And this announcement, and this feature is made for play some voice to the caller. When someone call in and it routed to the announcement, it will hear some voice. And after that, you can choose to hang up the call or route it to other extension or other destination. Phone logout. And this feature is made for the queens. We can choose to register to different queens by some code. And this call forward is for the extension. You can choose different condition to forward calls. Like this, always forward. When someone calls this extension, it will forward to this number always, no matter it's online or offline or busy. And this one is for low answer forward, and this for busy forward. Contact. This is a phone book feature. Advanced feature. This for some advanced settings for the system. We can choose the duration of the cores for the local or national or international, or the core forwarding, core redirection. And we can also set up the tones, dialing detection, and some DSP for the DTMF. And here we have some options for the C protocol. We can define the RTB port and the TLS encryption, and also the WebRTC settings. And you can see the codec settings and the fax settings. The feature code is made for some advanced features. Like the first one, when you dial the *158, you can hear the IP address on one port, and the *159, you can check the LAN IP, and the code for blind transfer or attended transfer, and we have many code for different features. And this voice promotes is for the voice file you can upload to this system. When you create a voice value, we need to preset some voice file to this system, and then we choose different files when setting up different voice value. And the CDR and the recording, we can check the call logs here, and we can also set which trunks and which extensions we want to enable the call recording. If we choose the trunk and the extension here, all the calls related to these trunks and extensions will be recording automatically. And this one is storage. We can see the local flash storage, and we can also check the network drive if we register some Samba server or the CIFS server. And we can also check the SD or tape card storage. And also we can insert the USB drive, and it can be used for the recording or voice promote storage. And this one is voicemail. And this one is for SMTP server settings. If we set up the right mail server, then we can use this feature to send the notification to your target email box. And this auth and billing, this feature is a API interface for billing system. And here we can choose the parameters and the formats to target URL link. If you have a web server to receive this data, you can just set up the right path on the server and fill in the link here. Then you can receive the billing data on your server. And this API is for the course control. And if you want to know more details, we have the API document for you. Here is the troubleshooting. We can capture the network package, and we can also record the analog port for some useful diagnosis. And we can also check the network, and we can also check the log, and when we need to debug something. Under the system menu, we can set up the time zone and the NTP servers. And the administration, we can change the password. Here for the security, we can create different firewalls to prevent the attack. And you can choose enable or disable different service. And here we can set up the zip or web or two devices. And we can also blacklist some IP address. And here we can upload some the certification for TLS or HTTPS. And here is the remote management. And this feature, we need a cloud management server. And all standby feature is very important in some cases that we need to set up two PBX servers. One is the primary and another one is the secondary. And when we set up the host standby, if the main server is down, the backup server will pick up. And this license, we can also control the extensions numbers and sequence numbers, and also the concurrence. You can use different licenses to limit these values. And here you or upload. There are two kind of VPN client, end-to-end and OpenVPN. And the third one is MQTT broker, and this is for testing the MQTT API. And this one is LDAP, and you can upload the LDAP data to this PBX. It can act as the LDAP server, and your IP phone can register to this LDAP server and retrieve the phone book. And this auto provision feature is for auto deploy the IP phones. We only support some OpenVox IP phones and some other big brand IP phones. And if you want to support more IP phones, you can send us the details and we can arrange. This is the quick view for the